Good morning, St. John's. My name is John Toney, and a disclaimer, I didn't recruit all those young folks to be in trustees, but we are going to buy them some paint. So on behalf of the trustees, I want to thank each of you for supporting the ministries of St. John's through our 2025 budget. With that support, trustees have been busy maintaining and updating our church campus and the parsonage. The progress includes beautifying our campus grounds, the installation of over 400 LED lights across our campus, which saves electricity and it helps us recycle those mercury vapor fluorescent tubes. There's also been several improvements at the parsonage. So as part of the financial stewardship campaign, we are being asked to become a contributor in making God's dream for St. John's a reality. If you're a member of St. John's or any church, when you joined, you were asked to pledge to faithfully participate in the ministries by your prayers, your presence, your gifts, your service, and your witness. Even though this campaign is focused mostly on the gifts part of the pledge, I would like to share some thoughts on the service or the servanthood part of the pledge. I've always thought of the finances of the church as the fuel part of the pledge that supports the service part of the pledge. Both are important, and when both are present, God is able to do amazing things through the ministries of the church. If you take one or the other away, it becomes difficult, if not impossible, for the ministries of the church to thrive. Being on trustees, I've become more keenly aware how important some of the more mundane activities actually are. I know it's hard to get excited about paying utility bills, keeping the grass cut, or paying down on our loan. Not exciting, happens each month, but each is very important. Now, Pam and I joined St. John's way back in 1979. Yes, 1979. Tommy Dunbar was the pastor. And when Tommy spoke with us about joining St. John's, he didn't talk about how excited he was to keep the grass cut or how great it would be to paint the room in the old white building. No, Tommy spoke about how excited he was to make and grow disciples of Jesus Christ at the corner of Renee and Highland Road. And he did. He was excited about building a gym with adjoining classrooms and a kitchen. It got built, and over the years, it's been a great facility to help St. John's reach out into our local community to meet some of those needs that always exist. Now, our service is an important aspect of servanthood. Throughout Jesus' ministry, there are many examples how he practiced and taught his disciples, including us, about servanthood. One of the most powerful examples was during the Last Supper when he washed the disciples' feet. Not exciting, not something many of us would be willing to do, but likely one of the most important lessons that Jesus taught. So I'm asking each of us to seek how God is calling us into service, into the servanthood that we pledge to faithfully participate in. There will be times when God calls us to exciting things, like going on a mission trip. There will be other times when he calls us to the mundane things, like helping at a church workday. Say yes to both, and you will be blessed. As we think about seeking God's will for the future, we remember that God calls us to steward not only our spaces, but all the gifts God has given us. Our new sustainability team is taking this call seriously, imagining creative ways to support St. John's mission and for ministries for generations to come.